Okay, liberals. One of the favorite things I love discussing, because you see, I'd made videos and then I thought about it and I was like, that video really doesn't put it together right. So let's think. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you guys. Bam. Not Doc Martens. Chinese knockoff. $69. Less than $100. When I looked up, all the Americans said, this is a great deal for a pair of boots. And yeah. What does that mean? China can't sell what must be a $120 boot for $120. Very, very important concept that is coming up over and over and over again. Another example of this. Nobody's going to pay what they are charging for a Happy Meal, so McDonald's is closing everywhere. Starbucks closing all over the place because nobody wants to pay $5 for one of my little tiny small cups. I feel all Italian when I'm drinking it. It's nobody wants to pay that. Nobody can. The young can no longer try to look rich. The old have no reason to look rich anymore. And let me really, I get to see old people that, it's weird. It's just a weird concept to see in kind of the store that's the kind of the discount grocery store, a woman in a Coco Chanel leather jacket that was popular about 15, 20 years ago. Really expensive. But now this lady's old. She's real old. But she's got her Coco Chanel jacket on. Getting groceries, looking for the deals. That's where people are at now. Retirees. Okay, all the retired guys in Eugene now. I'm totally serious. Nobody seemed to pick up on this, where they're all wearing those flat top Stetsons. I'm not even sure if that's technically a Stetson, but it's one of those flat top type of Stetson hats. They've become real popular. Indiana Jones type of hat. Those have gained in popularity among guys who are about 10, 15 years older than me, who are retired. They're all sporting these Stetsons now. I don't know if it's because, I don't know what the deal is, but the fancy hats. Fancy hats. That's what you're starting to see. Kind of the last things the boomers can do. They can't get a new wife, they can't get a new car, so they're getting a new hat. Yeah, that's where we're at. So, Democrats, liberals, you're unpopular. You are immensely unpopular. Why can't you admit how unpopular you are? Because then you'd have to admit people really, really are pissed that the blacks picked up on all this leftist horse shit you guys were kicking and started making it insane and racial. And then every racist was proved absolutely correct. Right now, white nationalists, the real ones, are laughing their asses off. The real ones, not your pretend ones that you think exist. The ones that you have to know who they are. You have to be able to find them. I know who these people are, so I could find them on the internet. And they're back. They're back, and they're doing fine. And they're laughing. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you, Hassan. They're laughing at all of the Young Turks types. They're laughing at all these liberals that fucking Pierce Morgan pulls on. But yeah, of course they go to Piers Morgan's show because he's a white man. And, white men's shows matter. Boom. Oh, why? Yeah, because your black liberal show doesn't matter. It's not popular. It's popular in a relatively small segment of the internet. Where no matter what you want to say, and you guys will, because you have to, because you can't admit any form of fault. None. You can't admit your breath stinks, can't admit your feet stink, you can't admit that you're not the hottest ever. You just can't. You can't. There's nothing you can admit about your own flaws as a political movement, as a part of the culture, things like that. So because of this, I keep winning. And so I just want to, because I know that's inherently a part of the way you guys behave, the way you think. You can't tell me, oh my God. Oh, there's a soccer ball. I was like, are people hacky sacking? What? Is America truly back? Are people hacky sacking in Eugene, Oregon? So, I'm kind of feeling like, sort of blazing some motherfuckers. Oh my God, bro. There's this guy I know in the area. He used to do that, like all over the, like you would be doing something and you would be like, what is, and you'd be like washing a dish, and there would be, for some reason, a random dish that only had like sauce like on it. Like somebody just spilled a little sauce on it. And you're like, oh God damn it. You guys should be more careful. Wait a second. Sure enough, it was, he drew a penis in sauce. Put it in the fucking dish bin, waiting for me to get it. Just so he could like come back and be like, so how's it going back there? I'm like, yeah, that was pretty funny, buddy. And I mean, just live for stuff like that, He would put it on a cup as you're making some drink. You look up at the cup and you're like, what the fuck is it? Oh, God damn it. But, you looked at my wiener again. You're like, God damn it. He made me understand he's the guy who made me understand Phil Collins. He goes, Phil's on the drums. And he was like, I just sat there. That's all he had to say. All he had to say goes, Phil is on the drums. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. So, okay. Anyway, liberals, you're losing because you're unpopular. And it really is that people overestimated the popularity of Black American women, because they're thinking like it's the 1990s and Black American women are Lauryn Hill, and they're not thinking it's the 2020s and the average Black American woman is at least obese, if not grotesquely obese. An average. There's no way you can make that popular. Right now, Black women are competing against every group of women and losing in the sexual availability or the dating market. Every other woman is desired. Only Black men marry Black women and stay married to them. It is exceedingly rare that white men marry Black women, and even though that's actually because the women who marry, Black women who marry white women, are inordinately likely to be professional. They're more inordinately likely to be college educated, and so they understand, no, separating from him, breaking up the family, is an exceedingly bad idea. The other way around, Black men marrying white women, I think it's standard divorce rate of 50% or even higher. That's just the way it is. It's just how it is. It's not a matter of, oh, we need to come up with Marxist bullshit, or feminist garbage, or race socialism kind of stuff to explain this. No, it's that black women are very, very, very hard to get along with. They're very disagreeable, and it's really sad because this is something that was kind of seen and kind of understood in the culture a generation or two ago, but for the most part, like hot black women were kind of liked by everybody. Hot, nice, funny black women were liked by everyone. Everyone wanted Janet Jackson. Everyone was like, everybody like kind of had a boyhood crush on Penny, and they wanted to see, and when she became Janet Jackson, it was just like, that it was like the fruition of something that you just couldn't even believe. Like, oh wow, like this is what happens when famous people who are really talented grow up, and they, and wow, and now that's over. Like Britney Spears shows, where's Christina Aguilera now? Where are these hoes now? And so that aspect of big upping the females, because I could remember when female artists had a jazz album. Why? She was 40 and above. Or she sung the old songs that everybody loves. Why did she sing the old songs everyone loves? Because she got to be 40 years old and above, and nobody wants sexy songs from an old lady. Even Tina Turner could not exactly pull it off. She could kind of pull it off, but it was, even she did it in such a way that it was kind of classy. There was a classiness to it. But also, she was Tina Turner and was like this sort of almost inhumanly hot knockout for so much of her career. And I know the black right, the dark right, they've informed me, no, Tina was her own problem. Tina, the story about Tina is not, people don't like talking about Tina's end of the story. Really, what her end of the story was. So, the thing I was thinking about, watching people holding up all these Mexican flags and stuff, like, so what aspect of America do you want to be like Mexico, if that's what the issue is? No, but you see, in Mexico we've got this, and that's the shit, and you don't have that here. And it's like, no, there's almost nothing like that. That's why so many of your people move here and none of ours move there. That it's very, very, very few and far between Americans who move permanently to Mexico. It's like very, very wealthy people who know that they could live in that country because they could live in an enclave where they could buy their security. They know exactly the price for local politicians, etc. Yeah. Where here, it's not exactly the case. The re-immigrations, remigrations, that will continue. There will be more, and it doesn't matter how much Selena Gomez cries, whoever the fuck she even is. Nobody cares. This is really the stage at which it's like, no, a lot of these people on the left aren't getting, you've spoiled any reason to give a shit about what you say. Like, a lot of you need to get this. Like, you gotta get this. In the midst of what you're saying, in any kind of debate, in anything you're trying to be like, oh, politics, nobody cares about your point of view anymore. Your point of view sucks. And then if you got a problem with white people, get the fuck out of the country. They're still the majority. get the fuck out. Go someplace where you like the people. Why are you here if you don't like the people who live here? Then there's the exotic problem with Whitey. I'm exotic. Why don't I have a problem with Whitey? Because I've known so many white people who are so fucking cool. And I know how normal they are, and I see them everywhere, and they don't really do a whole lot. That even the ones who menace other white people leave me alone. I really gotta like make this clear. Like, people see me walking around with my fucking boots. They see me with the look I have. Do I ever get stepped to by like some Nazi dude or something? No. Why? Because I don't start shit with him. He doesn't start shit with me. Now, why is this even like a thing? As everybody learned when we were like teenage boys, the guy who's always spun up, flipping out on people, starting things with people, things like that, that friend, he always had kind of a problem. He had a problem with himself, really. Maybe he had a problem with his mom. He was broke as hell. But that's why he would start trouble with other people, because he had a problem with himself, really. Well, that's the issue with people now in politics in a big way. If you didn't, why do you have a problem with white people? Oh, that's not it. You aren't your kind anymore. Big thing that I'm thinking, Gen X doesn't have this same problem as the millennials and the Zs because we made them have this problem. I'm black and I'm proud. I don't have to have a problem with Whitey because my people are fucking okay. I don't have to have a problem with other groups of people because I've got the songs of my ancestors on my fucking computer. I don't have to have a problem with other people because I could read books and look into the history of my own family, my own people, that kind of thing. That's what it comes down to. Because I'm like black on both sides, except for the side that's white. and so it's like I could look with pride on my lineage. And it's also this idea of that I'm one character in the book of life written by God, and that my ancestors worked very hard to raise children so that they would be happy and feel good, and they would have children themselves, and that happiness would continue, and life to its fullest would continue. Okay, you all on the left have nothing compared to that. Nothing. The ones of you who really, you have some kind of family legacy, it's because you're rich people pretending to be like working class socialists. And then there's the people who it's like, well, boy, that's damn near like a phantasmagorical tragedy like Destiny, where it's like his own fucking kid doesn't want to have shit to do with him. He's starting to get to that age now that it's like, yeah, now you've got a rep, bro. You better really hope in your dating pool that rep doesn't fuck you. Because at this point, nobody's going to really want you for a long time of your life. Because why would they want, why? Being that you're on the left, most of the hoes that you're about, bro, are about, oh, well, he's this rich streamer. Why would they want to have shit to do with you when you get old? Because old streamers are like their own joke. It's like, yeah. It's like its own punchline. So it's, and so then beyond that with the liberals, what could anybody say? If I invest in you, what do I get back? What do I get back if I invest in your political party? Oh, well, you get problems when you invest in our political party, and people will threaten you on social media, and we'll pretend it didn't happen. You might have riots. I mean, just like, who the fuck is gonna buy that? outside of people who have no experience in life, who just have been trained to accept the bare minimum out of life because their parents taught them to be like that. Good, obedient, dog-like little children. This is okay. This is fine. Riots are fine. and my whole thing is, this is the beautiful part about it is at this stage, even if somehow you guys keep a good solid 40%, 30% of the country, you'll always be this example of what not to do, because now Republicans are not playing games. They're approaching it as, we produce things in our part of the country, why should we stay poor because you guys can't do shit? That's how that's going to work. We produce. Why should we be fucking having any mercy on you? And this is really now this kind of thing of, well, no, why don't I just give to my church's charity program? Why should I hand my taxes to somebody who can't feed the poor consistently? Why would you hand taxes to the Democrats to house the homeless? What? Here, random dog, hold my cheeseburger in your mouth for me. I'll be right back. You hold on to that for me. So this is now just, you're losers. And the beautiful part is we're able to just, we keep beating you with actual statistical information that could be confirmed quite easily. You guys have like this opaque origin of your numbers. Then you have to use them all wrong. And you keep thinking nobody knows. You keep thinking nobody's figuring that out. They won't figure this out. Nobody knows how to do math. But no, so it's not going to work. And this is really one of these things. Like, I collect the music of Disco Fuentes. Most of this stuff is very hard to find now. But it's some of the best music ever made in the history of the Americas. I could do that with pride, even though I'm not from Colombia. And when I talk to somebody from Colombia, I can say, oh, well, I don't know much about Colombia, but I do know Fruco y sus besos. Una banda mucho esplendida. And so it's just one of these things now that it's you all are not the people who I expect to listen to that. Because you're not the real thing anymore. You aren't really like kind of the real deal anymore, really. You're posers, like Hassan, and his brand new Doc Martens. His spotless Doc Martens. You see, it's one thing for me to be a guy who doesn't wear his boots around because, well, I'm at work all day. And I got my new fancy boots so I could, when I'm trying to look snazzy like a guy with some class, I got my classy boots. But when you wear Doc Martens to the JLP show, they're supposed to be a little worn. It's supposed to show signs that you wear these around. Because, cause when you're hanging with Antifa, but you don't hang with Antifa. You just dress up kind of like them. Which is key to Antifa, where they dress up like punk rockers and skinheads so as to pretend that they were once a part of something. Because they're deracinated, like so many of you, and have no confidence in who you are. So you really have a lot of discomfort with people who aren't like you. And it really does show through. Otherwise you wouldn't try to couch everything in your shit ideals in the way that people are supposed to talk to be polite. You would just accept people. Like the time I was eating at a man's table in Israel, and he was talking about the blacks of Dimona. But you see, locally they call them Jewish niggers. And you see, I didn't flinch. I didn't blink. This man killed people in the multiple wars he was in. Now he was a wealthy man. A doctor. He owned his home. I was his guest. He could say what he wants at his table. That's the way that works. So a lot of people are misunderstanding. Motherfucker, this is our house. And if you don't like the fucking schnitzel, if you don't like the conversation at the table, then take a fucking walk. Take a walk. Go on, just take a walk. Just keep walking. North, south, we don't care. Doesn't matter to us because we've got too much to worry about. Too much. There's bigger economic debt issues coming up. There's a degree to which this is because we can't know what's going to happen to other parts of the world. A lot of what people are worried about. I'm starting to catch the counter signal from some economists who are like, oh, okay, hold on. There is this issue. Remember, it's going to hurt us, but we're the heart. Other parts are going to go fucking get cut and go gangrenous. The limbs of the world. That's why manufacturing, we've got to have manufacturing come back. And that's going to be another thing the Democrats are going to try to screw up, and you're going to fail. And then everything is going to be constantly Trump mocking you for all of your failures. This is a big one. He's going to kick you in your rear end when you fall. And you're going to poop your pants. And you're going to be sitting there all, oh, ow, oh, why are you all laughing? It's not funny. It hurts so bad. Oh, your wingtip. Oh. Peace.